Ladies and gentlemen, Rex Bear Leak Project. How the heck are you? Getting ready to go live here. I just have to hit the mute button or we're going to get some echo. So, uno momento. Have some exciting news articles I'd like to share with you today. I think link up to the transhuman movement, the singularity, flawlessly. And as I'm talking here, I just have to hit this mute button here. I don't know what's taking it so long, but all right. Maybe it won't pull up. That's fine. It looks like I'm live right now. New digitally enhanced medicine tracks when you've taken it, and it can be viewed via smartphone application. I'm going to share with you an article about how new brain implants can improve memory at 30% and growing. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Brain implants that speak with individual neurons. Experts are calling for regulations of brain implants as they become more capable and mainstream. DARPA, we all love DARPA, their hacking of the brain is going to allow instant downloads of vast amounts of information. Has something to do with plasticity of your gray matter. So let's get into this. The first article that I want to share with you, and I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are here. Let me see if this thing's frozen up. Looks like it's frozen up here a little bit. Oh, well, I don't need to read the chat anyway. Hope you guys are here with me. I can't really tell because the computer's gremlins are coming out. They like to jump out and say hello sometimes. This just came out. The FDA approves a medicine called Abilify MySight. It's a pill with this sensor that digitally tracks if patients have ingested their medicine. The FDA approved today the first drug in the US with a digital ingestion tracking system. Abilify MySight has a sensor about the size of a piece of salt that when it reaches the stomach acid, it actually sends information back to the program, the application on your phone, and whoever else has access to that tracking sensor. Now, these things are so small, and what they're doing is they're going to be for people that have schizophrenia, people that are bipolar. I wonder when this becomes the norm. I wonder when they start putting this stuff in your cereal to make sure that you ate your cereal like you were supposed to. Now, this is a very slippery slope, in my opinion. This is a very slippery slope because if they can put sensors in your medication, and then if there's a judge or somebody that requires you to take that medication for whatever reason, they know if you've taken it because it literally activates when it hits your stomach acid. I guess you could find something that would be similar to stomach acid that you could find a way to rig it to make it appear that way. I mean, I don't know exactly how you do that, but I'm sure there's a way based on the chemical compound. These things are so small and so cheap that they can put them in just about anything. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if they were beta testing this kind of stuff right now. If there were certain candies or something. I mean, how much stuff do we get from China or from other countries? I mean, if you wanted to know what your competition was doing, they could have tracked hundreds of millions of people without them even knowing it. And it would be so easy to do with these sensors. China is leading the way right now with supercomputer technologies, at least in the silicon circuit realms. Who knows what these qubits are doing? IBM's working on a 50 qubit system right now, and these qubit quantum computers are just mind-boggling. The way that they can process is so far above and beyond what a typical computer can do. It's incredible. And they're even giving people access to some of their 9 qubit systems online if you want certain calculations done, chemical compounds, etc. But the neat thing about these quantum computers is they can be at two places at once. They can be superimposed. They can be the one or the zero or both or in between. So imagine the computing power there. It isn't just 1 0 1 0 1 0. It's everything. It's nothing. It's in between. So these tracking sensors that are literally the size of a grain of salt or a grain of sand, how much does it cost to produce? Now, I found another article, and you guys could look this up. Go to proteus.com. They'll explain how these ingestible sensors work and how amazing they are, how they're the size of a grain of sand. You can get a small wearable patch, an application on your mobile device as a provider portal. And then you can track what your medicine's doing. A digital record is sent to the patient's mobile device, and then Proteus Cloud, where with the patient's permission, oh yeah, healthcare providers and caregivers can access it via their portal. Now, I want to talk to you about, found this on Singularity Hub. Smart Dust is coming. New camera is the size of a grain of salt. New camera is the size of a grain of salt. Miniaturization is one of the most world-shaking trends. Computer chips now have features measured in billionths of a meter. Researchers are aiming to take sensors smaller. The University of Stuttgart paper published in Nature Photonics, scientists describe 3D printed lenses, miniature 3D printed lenses, and how they can actually take super sharp images. Each lens is 120 millionth of a meter in diameter, the size of a grain of table salt. Now, they're also 3D, folks. You can print these if you have a specific 3D printer by the hundreds, by the thousands. Any lens configuration can actually be designed on a computer, and it can be printed via a 3D printer. So this demonstrates high quality micro lenses that can be 3D printed in bulk for very cheap. Let's take this a step further. Imagine you are a nation overseas and you don't like the hegemony of your competition, but you make products for that nation. So how easy would it be for them to produce cereal, fruit snacks, candy, all sorts of different products, cover them with these microscopic cameras and sensors, and track what people are doing, track how healthy people are, track where they're going, and nobody would even know it. They could have it in food that's in the convenience stores, the gas stations. I mean, if you can print these things up on 3D printers, they're the size of a grain of sand, and they're telling us about it. How far advanced are they? How far advanced have they gotten? Now, experts are calling for ethics rules to protect privacy, free will as brain implants advance. Neuroscientists call for ethical guidelines to cover the evolution of computer hardware and software. Which is quite interesting. I just had a mad scientist ask me a question. So, brain implants. This technology could finally make brain implants practical. MIT scientists have created brain implants that could boost our memory by up to 30%. Business Insider. Injectable brain implants, talking to single neurons. Scientific American. Now, DARPA, let me share this with you. DARPA is actually doing programs where they are doing what's called speed downloading. They want to hack the human brain to let people upload skills in a very fast amount of time. Targeted neuroplasticity training TNT program, baby, where they could literally give you enormous amounts of information in seconds. Now, the problem is it gets your brain really hot, but it also infuses knowledge physically into the brain. And they've had quite good success with this. I'm going to read this to you directly from the Department of Defense by Cheryl Pellerin, DoD News. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency is working with 7 U.S. universities and elements of the Air Force and Army to research non-invasive ways to speed up learning. DARPA has announced targeted neuroplasticity training, TNT, baby. And now the work has begun. Synaptic plasticity. Plasticity is the brain's ability to strengthen or weaken its neural connections to adapt to changes in the environment. We're talking about neuroplasticity of how the neurons, which work in units in the brain, how they function and how they change over time. So targeted neuroplasticity training, TNT research, focuses on a specific kind of learning called cognitive skills training. So they will identify physiological mechanisms that allow them to enhance natural learning by electrically stimulating peripheral nerves. By electronic stimulation, they will teach you Kung Fu. They will teach you Japanese. They will teach you calculus by downloading it to your brain. Why not? Everybody's doing it. Now, let me ask you this. Neuralink is a company right now that Elon Musk is one of the founders, where it's going to be brain to technology interface. Short term, they want to get rid of brain diseases, neurological disorders, the eventual goal of human enhancement. What do you guys think about the opportunity to enhance the mind, to learn quicker, to have the ability that what might usually take a week, a month, a year to learn, you could learn it in a second. Boom. And the retention would be better. Would you do it? And if no, why not? If it wasn't going to have bad side effects, if it'd be like speed reading, why not? I mean, how many people use technology now to improve their abilities, to get to work faster, to live more comfortably, to be able to do more with technology? How is this different if you're not giving up free will? I think it's very interesting to think about. Also, one concern that I have with the injection, with the brain interface injections, is the levels of EMF. You can see right now this bad boy is just red. It's just hanging out. That is extremely high. It shouldn't be this high. This is way above safe levels, according to the experts. This should be at 0.17, not at 25. You can see it just bounced up to 55. When I turn my cell phone off, this stops. The red turns off. It goes way down. Literally, I'm not even texting anybody, nothing. My cell phone is just on. And look at this thing. This thing is pissed. Now, my phone. Look at it. Now it's up to 300. Went up to 300. Imagine that in your brain, constantly pinging back and forth, sending data back and forth constantly. Unless they figure out a way to make it extremely low frequencies that can resonate with your natural resonance of your human body, I think that there could be some very unsafe implications. What's it going to do to the surrounding matter? They need to have a way to protect it. Now, with all these smart devices, you'd think they'd be smart enough to be able to protect from the EMF. I mean, this is crazy, you guys. People are like, oh, it's okay, man. I don't talk on my phone that much. I just keep it on me all the time. So I drive by cell phone towers, and if my cell phone isn't on, so far anyway, I haven't seen anything that's been as intense as just having my phone next to this device. So if you have an implant in your brain, what's that going to do to your natural harmony? I mean, so there, as exciting as it sounds and all the amazing possibilities, I think that there's just as many problems that could go along with it that need to be worked out. These people that had their memory increased by 30%, they have already been interlaced with machine because they have epilepsy. So they have already these like transmitters and devices that stimulate their brain. So they did a new test where they were using software and algorithms to predict the best spot to stimulate the brain, and it enhanced 30%, enhanced their memory 30%. So I think that's great. And that's the tip of the iceberg. That's wonderful. It would be nice. And I'm sure this is going to be the next level because people aren't going to want to inject themselves directly with a brain implant. Although if they can wear a hat, they can wear a hat. You know, I mean, we just look at it. If you could wear a hat with a biocosmic energy sensor that could literally wirelessly connect to the brain, kind of like your headphones that you might have. I've got a pair of Bose headphones that already broke. Got to send those back. After 6 months, those things croaked on me. Nicest Bose headphones you could get at Best Buy. So anyway, disappointed me a little bit because I enjoyed my music, but I've got some of these clips. These will be all right for now. But anyway, I Divigate. This thing's still going nuts. This thing's pissed.
Beep, you will assimilate. Eh?
So I took this thing with my phone, drove around the neighborhood. Thing was turned my phone off. No problem. Every once in a while, yellow red would come up, but nothing like it's doing now. I'm looking at this sucker still just pissed off. We just look at it. So, moral of the story, sounds amazing. Plenty of opportunities. The future looks extremely bright. Let's have some balance. And I'm going to have Gordon White on the show in about an hour. Gordon White is very knowledgeable with the occult, with mysticism. He was on the show about a year and a half ago. Great podcast. He's going to be on again. He's in another time zone. So make sure to join us live for that in about an hour. Hopefully I'm still on YouTube. Looks like the Gremlins decided to come out and pay a visit. I have the fastest internet that you can get. But for some reason, the router, sometimes when I do these shows, the router gremlins come out. It's not the browser. It's the router. But it's because they love us so much. They just wanted to say hello. I don't know what it is. But anyway, be excellent to each other. And I'm going to go ahead and just keep looking at this thing beep.
You will not assimilate me.
Be the change you want to see, folks. Join me in an hour. Oh, the internet just came back on. How about that? Holy cow. Looks like a couple people hit the super chat. Thank you very much for that. I just noticed that. Finally, I'm back on. Sebastian, you are the man. Thank you so much. Jacqueline, thank you so much. That's very kind of you, and I really appreciate it. Let me send you guys a premium membership to Leak Project. Just send me an email, leakproject@gmail.com. I would just be honored to give you guys a premium membership there. That way you'll get access to exclusive podcasts. You'll get access to over podcasts, Nanu. You'll get access to over 1,400 podcasts. And there's over 100 that are exclusive to leakproject.com. Downloadable, streamable, ad-free. There you go. All right. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Wherever you are here, let me see if this thing's frozen up. Looks like it's frozen up here a little bit. Oh, well, I don't need to read the chat anyway. Hope you guys are here with me. I can't really tell because the computer's gremlins are coming out. They like to jump out and say hello sometimes. This just came out. The FDA approves a medicine called Abilify. Ladies and gentlemen, Rex Bear Leak Project. How the heck are you? Getting ready to go live here. I just have to hit the mute button or we're going to get some echo. So, uno momento. Have some exciting news articles I'd like to share with you today. I think link up to the transhuman movement, the singularity. flawlessly. And as I'm talking here, I just can improve memory at 30% and growing. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Brain implants that speak with individual neurons. Experts are calling for regulations of brain implants as they become more capable and mainstream. DARPA, we all love DARPA, their hacking of the brain is going to allow instant downloads of vast amounts of information. Has something to do with plasticity of your gray matter. So let's get into this. The first article that I want to share with you, and I hope you're having an amazing day. Just have to hit this mute button here. I don't know what's taking it so long, but all right. Maybe it won't pull up. That's fine. It looks like I'm live right now. New digitally enhanced medicine tracks when you've taken it, and it can be viewed via smartphone application. I'm going to share with you an article about how new brain implants